Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrappers. Today I am back with a really fun one-page layout featuring my 6-year-old. He has been helping me with my layout shares at the end of the month, and everyone seems to like his commentaries. And so I decided to let him actually help with a layout as well. So as you can see, he is going to be creating a background for me. So I let him pick the colors. I may have persuaded him a little bit. He picked the green, and I think these three colors just go together perfectly. And so I did kind of persuade him and show him the pink, which I knew he would love, and then the light blue. I kind of expected this layout to kind of be more boyish. When I thought about it, I thought he would pick kind of the bright colors and I could use, bright collections. But once he picked that light green, it kind of went the opposite. So he is picking where he wants the stencil to be placed, what color he wants, and yeah, he had a bunch of fun. So we ended up going through a bunch of different stencils of mine, the ones that I have inside the house at least. And then he just had a lot of fun with the placements, the colors. He got to pick wherever he wanted. I let him kind of have at it. And I actually had a lot of fun with him doing this. I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit because he does use quite a few stencils. And so this is kind of nearing the final creation, I guess. And so I think he's just going to add maybe one more butterfly there, and then that's going to be it. So that is the background that I had to use, or that I was going to use, and I had to get creative. So I knew that I wanted to add papers, not just use the background. And so what I did was I actually cut in and cut 3 of the butterflies out to use later on. I didn't want to really cover up anything. I wanted the background to be how it is. And so I grabbed these 2 papers, realized I cut them too short, and so then I grabbed this flower paper. It's a really small patterned flower paper. Again, I didn't want the papers that I chose to be too overpowering because the background is quite busy. And so I really tried to pick the more muted patterns from the Daydream collection by Coco Vanilla Studios. So I have that other butterfly there that the way that I had cut the paper, it was going to be covered up. And so I had this idea to kind of fussy cut the top of the butterfly. And that way it looked like it was kind of flying over the papers, and it actually worked out really great. It kind of gave me a base, I guess, or an idea of where I was going to put the other butterflies, kind of replace the butterflies. I am only going to be using one photo, and I did trim off the top a little bit, so it is kind of an odd shaped photo. It's kind of long and skinny, but I feel like it does work for this layout. I wanted to double back it and really had to figure out what paper to double back it with. So you can see all of the 6x8 papers that come with the collection there that I was flipping through, and decided to use this kind of mixed media looking paper. It had kind of all of the colors in it, but I felt like it wasn't an overpowering pattern. So I had already picked out my title. It's going to be Sweet Moments. This is from my cousin's baby shower over this past summer, and so I knew I needed to kind of fill in that top left. There wasn't much stenciling in the top left, and so what I decided to do was kind of rip a little bit of the piece or the white paper out and add the same paper that I backed the photo in. It's kind of like a watercolor paper, I guess, and I just really like those colors. And then I'm just gonna really start piecing everything together. I'm going to overlap my title on the photo there just because, again, it's kind of an odd shape and we're outside under an awning, and so I kind of wanted to cover up part of the awning. I didn't want to completely cut it all off because that would have been a really small photo. But I did cut some off and then overlap a little bit with the title as well. Because I ripped on the top left, I wanted to kind of rip somewhere else as well so it didn't look out of place. So the bottom right seemed like a perfect place, and I used that same small kind of flower pattern paper to back that little opening there. It is the 6x8 though paper, and the pattern is even more shrunk down, I guess. Even more smaller. Smaller. So I am going to fussy cut all of these little butterflies, which I don't know. There's some things I enjoy fussy cutting. These butterflies, for whatever reason, was not one of them. I kind of made my own shape. There were so many different like grooves that I was not doing a great job. So I kind of just made the generic shape of the butterflies, and I'm going to set them there and then come back to that. I wanted to kind of embellish to the right of the photo a little bit, and so I found this little tag that'll allow me to do a little bit of journaling, kind of just that it was a baby shower, maybe the date, and it had the beautiful flowers on it. So then I got into the ephemera pack and grabbed out a couple of other flowers. They're kind of smaller, but I knew I wanted something kind of layered behind that tag there, and so I'm just gonna kind of place these down, and that's primarily gonna be my main embellishment cluster there. I am gonna add a larger heart and then a smaller one to kind of cover up the whole of the tag a little bit. Again, I'm still inside and don't have twine with me, otherwise I probably would have used the twine here. But it is what it is. I will move out to the she shed shortly. I think it'll finally be warm enough to move back out there. So once I get that cluster done, the idea of ripping the top left was that that would kind of be a base for another cluster. And so there was this fun little banner that said having fun. And so I just added a couple of smaller floral ephemera pieces there. And then I'm going to add one little heart. And I think that is going to finish off this layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I had so much fun making the background with my 6-year-old. And if you enjoyed and want him to help me out even more, let me know. And I'm sure he would love to do so. So we will see you next time. Bye, guys.